Good morning. It's Tuesday. I figured I'd do an end of summer, beginning of fall garden tour. I know it's October, but 9B, so we get a longer growing season. Everything's kind of a little bit of a mess. Some may not think so. To me, it is. I did weed some of the garden, so it's not weeded. I gotta finish that up. I'm gonna show you what I planted. I'm gonna show you what's still growing, what's dying back, and talk about a few other things, I guess. So stay tuned. And don't forget, if you do like us, please like and subscribe. We're at 95 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 100 before the end of the year. So go ahead, share it, like it, tell your friends, help us out. All right. The tag disappears. I try my best to keep track, but it doesn't always happen. So these are sweet potato vines we haven't dug up yet. You can see there's quite a bit. They still have some flowers growing in it. We have lots of marigolds everywhere. Zinnias, cosmos. This is my favorite spot right now. It's the most beautiful. Right here is turmeric. I'm not sure the correct way to pronounce it. It's dying back. It's fine. It'll come back. More marigolds. Where we have some beautiful weeds, and these are elephant ears. They're dying back. They do not like cold weather. They'll come back, unfortunately. We covered them up because we had this spot that kept a lot of water, and they're perfect for areas like that. But now it doesn't keep a lot of water since we built a bed, but it came up through that dirt. Once it all dies back, I might cover it and try to permanently get rid of it. These right here are Jerusalem artichoke. I just transferred them to this spot, so hopefully they'll perk back up. If not, they'll be back in spring too. They have a squash plant. Over here, you'll see most of the stuff's dying back, but I'm saving a lot of it for seed, and we're still trying to collect more dry beans. That's our Miss Toots lima beans we planted in the spring. They still producing now. I picked a pretty good amount of them yesterday. I planted some squash in this bed. Those are Jackson Wonder lima beans. They still making some beans. I've been pulling dry beans off of them. They don't look very good, but it's almost time to pull everything out. And then you can see we have a few little squash finally starting to come up. They were moving really slow. Over here we have that lemongrass. I've been pulling that out and making lemongrass wreaths to save, to make teas, use it in Asian inspired dishes. I'm not the cook, Aaron is, so we'll see what he does with it. This is the herb bed. As you can see, most of it is dying back. I went to seed. I did add some cilantro in there because Aaron likes that. I don't like it. I think it's growth, but he does, so I put some seeds in a couple days ago. It's just a flower bed, and then these are our thornless blackberry plant, I should say. It's just one, but it's gotten huge. These are our peppers. They are still producing a ton. I need to pick probably today if the weather's going to get down to 39 and see if I can dehydrate these peppers or pickle them or do something with them. Then over here, I planted something on this trellis and I don't remember what it is. Like I said, chaos gardening. It's my style. I planted some nasturtiums right here. I did not weed this bed yet. That's another pepper plant. As you can see, it's still making flowers. It's gonna be really confused tonight. This is, or was, a noodle bean plant. I need to rip that out. Here we have some cosmos that volunteered. I like to leave those. Here we have our Asian wing bean vines. Now, we're not eating them right now, but what I am doing is leaving these on so they can dry up and go to seed. I've already collected a lot, but I'm going to keep collecting them as long as the weather allows. You can see the lima beans have grown into the Asian beans. It's okay. So once this is done, we'll pull it out. Well, I take that back. It was actually, we watched some videos, and what we're going to do is just cut them at the base. And you can leave them to grow from a tuber, from what I've learned. So that's what we're going to try to do instead of replanting in spring. Here's a dry pod right here. And all you have to do for these is just pop them open. And you can see the seed right here. I'm sorry, that camera's not focusing real well on that. But those are the seeds, just some little balls. And then this bed, I planted Swiss chard, Detroit beets, and something else that I don't remember. Aaron likes to keep track, so it'll be a fun guess. The Swiss chard has started coming up here. I have not seen much action on the other two yet, but we do have a chicken we call Garden Chicken, and he's a little tiny Bantam Cochin. We've been letting him walk around. I'm wondering if he didn't eat those sprouts as they came up. So if I don't see anything in a few days, I'm going to go ahead and replant that because, well, and then the asparagus. I went ahead and planted my mums in the ground because I hear those will come back too. I guess we'll find out. And our grapevines are starting to climb up this trellis. So what we're going to do is this bench is going to come out, and we're going to end up putting our beehive right here. We just finished painting that, but we're not going to get bees till spring. We're going to go ahead and wait on that. This guy is a volunteer tomato. It's a volunteer cherry tomato. I'm thinking it'll be fine with the temperature, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I did see that it's got some little baby tomatoes on it. We have the chicken tractor over here. I had them out here weeding, but they were not doing a sufficient job. Got this guy. I call it a green onion. If you know what it technically is, go ahead and let me know. And I went ahead and I planted some peas. Here, those all came up. We have mint. I don't worry about the mint too much. I haven't found it to take over anything yet, even though I know it can. Then this is a bit of an experimental bed we did because I really don't like weeding. So we're going to try this. We can't afford that landscaping fabric. That's all expensive. So we planted some pea seeds. Most of them came up except for 2 spots. So I may just go ahead and put 2 more seeds there and see what happens. Those are Southern Magnolia tendril peas. And then, you can see Lane. I planted a few fall plants a couple weeks ago. They're doing excellent. And it's been pretty warm. So I'm surprised that they're doing as well as they did. They have some broccoli and some cabbage. I think there's 3 different kinds of cabbage. But they're nice and big. Then back here we have more pepper plants. They need some fertilizer, but I think I figured out the main problem in this bed. Lane planted some cabbages in here. The dirt is rock hard. We're going to need to go ahead and amend it. Cut these pepper plants back. And then see if that helps out. This is the strawberries. If you watched that video previously, you can see where we started at. And this is where we're at now. I need this one spot to fill in, so I'll try to direct some runners over there. These are the pepper plants in the pots. Aaron did give them a bit of a haircut, but they're still producing. I'll go ahead and pick whatever's right before it gets cold. Get some bok choy. There's a little bit of bug damage, but it's not bad. I did plant some carrots in here. I don't think I've ever grown a successful carrot, but we're gonna try. And the chickens heard me. A couple of those came up. And then in here, Aaron put radishes, which I just watered everything, so they're kind of laying over. I think we'll have to go ahead and thin this out a bit. We like to roast them in the air fryer. Excellent. We had done some cucumbers back here. They're not super happy. One plant is, the rest we might have to end up pulling out. You can see there are still peppers growing. Like, I'm really happy with this bed. I know plastic may not be the best choice of all, but it's working. Then we went ahead, we put the little greenhouse back up. These guys, these were actually little twigs that somebody was gonna throw away, and I'm like, oh, let me see if I can get them to grow, and now they're huge. And here I went ahead and planted some nasturtium. If you plant that, make sure you scratch your seeds first. I just scratched them on the rocks that's right there. Scratch them first. That way they'll go ahead and they'll sprout easier. And then in this green stalk, it's a bunch of lettuces. I do have tags for now, so those all started sprouting. Let's see if I can find somewhere. I'll get better at filming one day, I promise. And then right here is where we had our pond. We took it out, we moved it back into the chicken area. We're gonna completely redo that situation and make this a fire pit area, so that'll be fun. And last but not least, I like to grow angel trumpets. Yes, they are toxic. They're not toxic by just touching them. I'd recommend you don't eat them, obviously. I wouldn't let your chickens eat them. Ours don't mess with them, and I do have one in the chicken area. Maybe it's because it's bigger. They don't mess with it. But they're beautiful. So let me show you. We have some mineral tubs right here somebody gave us. We'll go ahead and plant something in there. I don't know what yet, but we like to use them for a lot of different things. We make them into automatic waterers, feed storage tubs. But yeah, so this is what the garden currently looks like. It needs quite a bit of cleanup work right now, but it's got a lot of new stuff sprouting, and I have to finish weeding. But I wanted to give a quick little tour. I hope the wind wasn't too bad. Alright guys,